At the end of the day, you can text me to.
Okay, I'm on live here. All right, we're on live. We're waiting for Aris, and while we wait, if anybody is, I know we got one person, so if you're streaming and you have any questions, I'll answer any questions. You could type your questions in, but we're just gonna wait and see where he's at. All right. Well, in the meantime, for those that you don't know, again, Aris and I are going to be going live. Aris is somebody I started working with almost 20 years ago, and he really helped me to take my raw food game to another level. So he's definitely been a mentor and a teacher, and we're officially partnering. We're going to be working together come next month. So we're going to be doing the Equinox Detox Retreat. So next week we're going to be talking about detoxification, especially with the solstices and the equinox. This week we're going to really just be discussing food, and I usually eat around this time, so I'm going to share my plate. And if there's any recipes that anybody wants to know, I could share some quick fire recipes. And so we should be. I'm waiting for him. But like I said, I'm going to be in Panama with him from middle of September into next year. So if you go to my website, let me see, I'll type it in the comments. And you can go to my website, and there's a link for the retreat, and you can see all the dates we have. But basically, we're open, and you can come. It'll probably be best if there's something you're interested in. So it'll be a time. I think the main thing, one of the nice things, being able to really train and share the information and knowledge, as far as like really understanding the raw cuisine. If you're interested in really starting your own business, whether it's a juice business, from my experience, it's like anybody can really almost start a juice bar. A lot of juices have 2-3 ingredients. You can add 4 or 5 if you wish. Doing juices is not. It's definitely not rocket science. There is a science to it, but juice bars, pretty much pop up anywhere. But not very many people, as far as even teaching, executing the raw food. And that's really, to me, what will set you apart from the juice bar, being able to do fresh food on a high level. And that's what there's very few of us really in the world that have the know-how, especially doing it as a business. So I'm going to be sharing things, through this medium on YouTube, coming soon. And like I said, if you want to, I would really, if that's something you're really considering doing, to be with, Aris and I, Aris, as I should mention, is looks like Ancient Egyptian. Okay. Yeah. So between him and I mean, I should mention that he is the creator. He really started raw cuisine as we know it today. And you know uh I've done again 20 years in this as well, you know teaching business. I got videos online, and I'm going to be releasing my course soon. It should have already been released, but it's coming soon. But yeah, so we really want to create a platform here where we're coming on, sharing the information, the knowledge, really inspiring people to take responsibility for the food that they eat, and then really even position themselves to benefit others. I mean, who knows where this could go if you're really passionate about it. So let me see if he's ready. Um, yeah, and yeah, we're looking forward to having you, Sweet Tea. Again, if you go to my website, peppersrawfoodjuicebar.com. Let me see if I can find the actual link. Oh, this is the actual.
Oh, you talking about the coin you told me about? What is that right now? What's the rate? What's the rate right there?
Yeah, if you go there, you can see the calendar. And I should mention we're really excited about the Kwanzaa retreat at the end of the year. The Kwanzaa, we're going to be inviting at least 2 different guests. And I won't announce it here until we confirm, but and if it's somebody or somebody watching, if you happen to be watching this and you're interested in joining us as a presenter, if you're a Kwanzaa expert, then reach out to us. We want to. It's about community, and if you put in the work, and we would love to entertain that. All right. So let me see what's going on with Reese. See where he is.
So you plan to run away? Absolutely, forever.
See where he is.
All I need is my health, my life. I don't need the money. You know what? The American people, they said, "You want to make money? Okay, come here." Like puppet, you know. You make my puppet, I give you money. Okay? No, you make money and you spend all the money to them to taxes. No. You work hard,
Right.
make the money, and give it back to you.
Yes, bless up. Bless up, Roots Tim. Peace, Osiris. Yes, plant-based eats. How you doing? All right. Be nice if you didn't have all the background conversation. Oh, you can hear that. Yeah. The show is going. Business is going. So. But let me share with y'all what I'm gonna be my dinner tonight. Let me see this. All right, so I got the neat loaf right here. I know this is kind of crazy. Oh, there we go. All right, so I got the neat loaf. I got a creamy kale, wild rice, a spinach, seaweed salad, and creamy kelp noodles. Hey, excuse, hey, I'm on live here. I'm on live. Yeah, so thank you for that. All right, so if you have any questions about that, I will, about the food that I prepared. I will take that. I'm still waiting. I think I'm gonna just go on live on. Okay, so the neat loaf, the neat loaf is definitely one of our popular items, and basically, I like to. It's really almost like the way I think of it is like a bunch of vegetables that we chop up, and we basically are coating the vegetables with the nuts. So we make a nut loaf or a nut pate, and cut up the vegetables. So what are the vegetables we cut up? Celery, bell pepper, which is actually a fruit, red onion, parsley, parsley, red onion, bell pepper, celery, onion, and then I like to use almonds and basically make my hemp burger recipe. And the hemp burger basically is like, soaked almonds for 12 hours or at least 8 hours. Anytime you're soaking, it's like you want to soak the day before. So you soak the almonds for at least 8 hours, and then drain, rinse. You want to blend up the almonds, maybe 2 cups of almonds with at least 1 bunch of parsley, 1 red onion, one red or orange bell pepper, some olive oil. You want to grind that up in a food processor and add a little sea salt and some hemp seeds. And then once you get that mixture, you're gonna add that over. You're gonna mix that in the mixer bowl with your fresh vegetables, and then you'll get like basically a loaf. If you want to add, I know mushrooms is a thing. Some people do, some people don't. But if you want to put mushrooms in it, if you like mushrooms, I would, at least for this recipe, you want to marinate the mushrooms in either tamari or some kind of I like coconut aminos, and marinate that with some olive oil. And it takes about maybe 20 to 30 minutes to marinate. Aris is live. All right, here we go. So let me finish up what I was saying. Actually, I'm gonna put the link. I actually demonstrate this recipe. It is on my YouTube channel. So if you are, I hope all y'all subscribe to me already.
Yeah, so put it with the white fruits. And here is my brother Khepra. Hey man, how you
All
doing,
right,
brother?
blessing. How are you? I'm good.
I'm excellent, man. I'm doing great. Just rocking it, just commenting about my juice fast
Okay.
that I'm going on for 74 days. And so a few days ago, and
Wow.
the white fruit celebration yesterday. You know, I was just feasting on white fruits, white pulp fruits.
Wow.
And it's been amazing to see, you know, the evolution, you know, the journey.
Okay.
And I watched my bowel movement. My bowel movement as it came out today, it was white.
Okay. Oh, amazing. Wow. A white bowel movement. That's incredible. So
Yeah,
are you
so I'm
able
looking
to
forward see if you know, I did some other color fruits. I did some red dragon fruit. You know, I did some red dragon fruit and so forth. And had a slice of pie this morning with some red dragon fruit. So I'm gonna see as soon as that shows up. You know,
Okay.
but it's good. It was a quite an experience, and you know, it's good to be able to join you here this moment, so that we can talk about what we have set up.
Well, do you
Sunfire Regenerative Center. How are you, man?
I'm good. Do you have are you on the computer? And if so, do you have the link?
Okay, my computer, I need to plug it in here.
Oh, okay. All right, because yeah, we.
Just give me a moment.
Oh, okay. All right, I got some. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, once we get set up, I was basically sharing my dinner. Yeah, I'm feeling. You got me feeling gluttonous. You know, as I'm eating like the more heavier raw food. But yeah, I was sharing with the family before you came on my dinner that I was having.
Nice.
Yeah, but I do have. So I don't know. Well, the people on YouTube they've seen my dinner here on Instagram. You can let me grab this over here. So here's my plate right there. Zoom out, yeah. So you know, I know you're not ready for this.
No,
Yeah.
I'm probably about a moon away from that.
Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, once you yeah, I don't know if you have the link, but once you're able to plug that up and get the link, and so the people can see you on YouTube here.
Okay, so the link is on WhatsApp or in my email?
Yeah, I sent it to Jeanette, the link. I can send it to you. Should I send it to you?
Yeah, you can send it to me here.
Okay.
Yeah. Just send it in my email and in WhatsApp.
All right. Let me see. You said send it to your email?
Yeah, send it to my email because I may not be able to get to WhatsApp since I'm on the phone.
Okay.
With where we at now with the IG.
All right. What's your
Yes, Sunfire. That's sunfire.com.
Okay. All right. Let me send that real quick.
It's been quite a time here in Panama. You know, so everything is like really opening up. The rain seems like it's finally quieting down. We got overextended season.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a little dryness and a little more sunshine these past couple of days. Okay, so here we go. I'm in the lake now.
Okay. Yeah, so for those of you who want to check this out, I'm streaming on my YouTube channel. So you'll be able to ask. You'll be able to ask questions. I'm going to be posting.
Okay. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, I hear you.
On YouTube.
okay,
Okay.
okay. So yeah, let me see if it's getting a loop.
All right. All right.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Well, just again, welcome, and we're here. So yeah. So you were, as you were saying, now I had a question. You said you were doing white pulp fruits, and for those that don't know, Reese has just completed 74 days. Celebrating 74 revolutions of the sun. And you had your first meal. What exactly was the fruit that you ate?
Mangosteen.
The mangosteen. Okay.
Mangosteen, the queen of fruit.
Yeah.
Full of endomorphins, the happy fruit.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And how long from the time that you put it in your mouth till you saw it exit? Because as you said, you saw it came out white.
Well, not since I broke the fast on Saturday with the white fruit, but with very little of the mangosteen. Just I think I had one. I had some coconut water, and I had a yellow dragon fruit. So I didn't see anything come out. Actually, did not have any bowel movement then. And then when I did my white fruits on Monday, 2 days later, I had a big white fruit feast. Dragon fruit, lychee, longan,
Mm-hmm.
you name it. Sour sop, cherimoya, sweet sop, custard apple. I had about close to 20 white fruits on Monday. So yesterday, about less than 24 hours after that big fruit feast, I saw the white load come out.
Oh, okay. So about
Yeah,
24 hours.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
And I mean, you're talking about like high moisture, 90% water, 85, 90% water. That still took 24 hours.
Yeah, it had some fiber, some roughage. But yeah, it took 24 hours because pretty much the channel has been cleared. The channel has been cleared. Most of my bowel movements within the past week were down to trickles.
Right.
So now putting that big load in on Monday, it's like a heavy movement came out. And then I did the dragon fruit. I saw traces of the dragon fruit come out already today, and I had it this morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to highlight the fact that how long food actually it takes to travel through one opening to the other opening.
Yeah, well, based on my observation, though, it's pretty relative to the individual. Because say, for example, sometimes I would have a fruit or a salad, and 12 hours later, I see it come out. I see it come out, and it's interesting when I have a salad that's not minced up real fine, broken down real fine. I see there's still like particles of it coming out, and you can see like it's really coming from the small intestine, not necessarily from the colon. Well, from the colon, but all the way up to the depths of the small intestine. Because usually by the time it hits the colon after being in the small intestine for 24 hours or so, we don't recognize exactly what comes out in terms of texture.
Right.
We may see colors, but so Most people, it takes about 2.5 days for the average meal that we consume that have animal products, animal meat, to come out of the system. 2.5 days.
Right.
So by the time that comes out, it's pretty hashy. We don't
Right.
recognize it, but we smell it. That's why we know what we had.
Right.
You know, and then the cleaner your eating system is, more vegetables, more fiber is going to be coming out, 24 to 36 hours later. And in some cases, yeah, it'd be 12 hours, even 8 hours. I've seen stuff come out, and that's based on how open or clean or empty the passageway is, the intestinal tract.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, bless up for that. Yeah, I'm trying to turn my volume down because I think it's people getting some feedback on Instagram.
Okay.
But we wanted to come on today to really let people know that I'm going to be in Panama in maybe about 3 weeks, and we're going to be working together, partnering. We're going to kick things off with the September equinox, and then following that up with a certification. And then we're here also, today we wanted to really focus if people had any questions about any recipe ideas, or I wanted to share. Again, I usually eat my dinner around this time.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's any questions, we wanted to really just present ourselves here to answer any quick questions that we have.
One point I want to stretch with you is that the ideal time to have your dinner is about mid-afternoon for our fans who don't know that.
Right.
Like that 3 o'clock hour. That's it. That's when you normally get that extra hunger kick. That's when the appetite is ready to fire up. So that's why, like in the UK, they got like tea around that time, tea and biscuit. And some of us will reach for a snack, after that big lunch. Still, around that 3 o'clock hour, that's when, like, the gut, like, really, like, whoa,
yeah,
I didn't get enough, or give me more.
My experience has really, I find that, like, to eat around now is I've been fasting pretty much all day.
Yeah.
I've had like one juice, and obviously I'm feeling, I could have some fruit now as well, or I could have my meal. I'm actually not really that hungry. Just really wanted to show. I may eat this, I may not. We'll see. And then, but then eating not too late to give my body enough time to actually digest the food before I lay down for bed. So that's been like.
Yeah, in terms of like the eating times, for a few years now, I've been on what I call the daylight dining. So between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., that's really, when the daylight is on.
Right.
That's when the digestive system is really more ready to crunch, So 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., because, the sun rises at 6 a.m. or 4 a.m., really we feel the vibration of the sun. So we got to give it a couple of hours, and it's really on our horizon before we kick open the system. And then, the sun sets generally, especially here in the tropics, around 6 p.m. So within 2 hours after sunset, that's about the time, I like to hit the bed, 8 p.m. So you want to get that last meal, if you're going to eat anything, any kind of food intake, in 2 hours before you lie down. But on the ideal side, 1 meal a day is all we need. That concept of 3 meals a day, that ain't right. They invented that breakfast meal which is not even a meal. It's supposed to be a breaking of your fast. You're supposed to be eliminating at that time. And this breakfast meal they've invented, it's like pushing a whole bunch of cereals down your gut.
Right.
Cheap food, reasonable, profit-making food. And then, the whole concept of 3 bowel movements a day is still even based on you having 3 big meals a day. And it's like the last one going in the gate pushes the other one out from the back door.
Exactly.
So ideally we eliminate in the morning, during elimination time, 8 hours. That's the break fast period.
Yes. Okay, so we got a few questions here. Well, first question is what you're eating.
Mangosteen.
Okay, more mangosteen. Yes.
Mangosteen. Look, mangosteen has
It's
a short
addictive.
period. We're talking 2 months solid, July and August. And it's the queen of fruit. So it's not
beautiful.
hybrid. It doesn't get they don't have it hybridized. You can't hybridize it. So and it's amazing when you have like a mangosteen tree in your yard here in the tropics, you see like it's normally the fruits are green on the tree, and when they ripen up they turn purple. But like every day you see like a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen purple ones show up. Like, whoa, you weren't there yesterday. Harvest those, and that's it. I did a mangosteen mono a few years ago when I was living up in El Valle, up in the crater of the volcano. I did like 3 months of rocking nothing but mangosteen, right? A whole tree I ate. The harvest of the tree right out of my backyard. So it's my fruit. If I have a favorite, this is it. So so right now, getting to the end of the season, so I'm eating all I can eat right now.
Okay. Well, I should say for those of us that are here in the U.S., I know I got some mangosteen about 2 weeks ago from the Asian market. So you want to be very careful how you select your. They usually are in a mesh bag. They're very expensive, so you want to make sure you pick right. Because a lot of times with these tropical fruits, they'll harvest them before they're ripe, and then they will never really ripen off of the tree.
And also they may been past their time, and when they pass their time, it's like this one here. It's hard,
right?
So squeeze them. Make sure they have some give to it.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's gone.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the ones that I got, I made sure that you want to make sure it has a little give to it, then you know that it's tender, and that is if it's too hard, then it's probably not ripe.
Yeah. Or it's overgone, or it's spoiled, dehydrated.
Yes. So okay. Well, somebody asked about seasonal foods. So, we're moving, obviously we're going into fall and then into winter. So what are some of the foods? What are some food ideas in terms of as we move into the colder months?
Well, foods grow in seasons for particular reasons. And in the summer, when the heat is on, you have more fruits, high moisture foods. Your watermelons, all your melons, your citruses, and all of these types of things. So we want to have fruits in the summer. 50% fruits, high moisture in particular. In the winter months, hardly anything is available in terms of food that grow in the winter. Most of you got, especially up in icebox country, up north there where you're at, Khepra. You got some winter squashes and a few of those other kind of things. So that's your focus, is the complex carbohydrates or starches and protein, low moisture foods, period.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the fall and spring, here comes the greens. Here come the vegetables. So tons of greens in the small fall and spring. So you kind of follow the rhythms of the season. But that's not to say that you should not be eating, you know, say even a watermelon in the winter either, you know. But the emphasis, 50% should be on the protein and the complex carbohydrates or starchy foods if you're eating starchy foods. Otherwise, just stick with your protein, 50% in the winter. In the summer, your fruits, 50%. And we're talking minimum when it comes to fruit. Mm-hmm. And then in the fall and spring, 50% vegetables, particularly green leafy vegetables.
All right. Yeah, so I want to take a second to remind folks that I will be in Panama in a couple of weeks. Me and Aris are going to be, you know, sharing with the family and, you know, doing certifications. If you're on YouTube, you can check out the link that I posted, and you can see the calendar. And you know, if you're interested, you know, you could reach out to me or Aris and, you know, get your deposit. One thing I did notice is, you know, airline tickets are coming down. So it's a great time to, you know, get your ticket, and I suspect that they will come down further. So yeah, so we got another question here. What does somebody ask here? Well, somebody asked about boiling, you know, boiling food to clean it.
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you boil food, you kill it, number one. So
right.
To have some clean, dead food, you know, I mean, that's a good step in the right direction. But ideally, you know, we have to be careful about, you know, heating our foods to high temperatures because we destroy the integrity of the food, you know, the structure of the food. So they become more challenging on the digestive system. Some don't even digest at all, you know, and particularly we're talking heated fats are very dangerous, you know, and especially combined with complex carbohydrates or starches. So your typical, say, what they call a French fried potato, that's like the typical don't go there food at all. And you see, you can look up on the internet, and you're gonna see people have some of those packages of those, you know, French fries that they bought years ago from the fast food joint that ain't spoiled yet. So they'll park in your system the same way because they don't break down, they don't digest. So we need to be careful about, you know, really putting too much emphasis on firing up our food like this, especially boiling and frying and microwaving, barbecuing, and all of these really intense stuff. So minimal heat, you know, steaming, baking, you know, if you want to even got something on that level, keep it light as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about somebody, I posted the question here on the YouTube stream, durian. They want to know if you can eat a lot of durian.
Yeah, durian is the king of fruit.
Yes. So that's probably my favorite.
As much as you could tolerate. Yeah. You know, but the I mean, durian, you know, is the loudest smelling fruit in the world, or food, period. Yeah. But it's also the richest tasting. So it's you get past that smell. Richest tasting, most tastiest fruit in the world.
You said the safest?
Taste.
Oh, the tastiest. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know, the body really reaches its colic point with fruits. That the body comes to a point where they like, I really don't want any more. I can't stand no more.
Right.
Fruit.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a cutoff point naturally that your body will let you know. It's like, I've had enough. You know, I got Clyde. No, not colic, because they call it Clyde. You know, that
you know,
becomes after a while.
The tryptophan.
That's the word.
Yeah, it'll like relax you.
Yeah, you kind of get numb and forget, and you eat too much too.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, I know I've heard you say a few times we got some durian on the farm. We got durian.
Yeah, we do. Okay. But you know, they haven't kicked in as yet. It takes years for these durian. They've been planted like 5 years now.
Wow.
And no harvest come yet.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
look, one thing we got on the farm, we got mega jackfruit. And but first of all, this is an avocado from the farm.
Yes.
So this is what you're looking at when you come in a couple of weeks. They'll still be in season. Look at this. I ain't seen avocado this big since I left the Kilimanjaro in the 70s. Look at this guy here.
Wow.
Look at this guy. And boy, and that seed. Look at this. I mean, look at it next to my face. This is a big food here.
Yeah.
And this one is ripe and ready. It's ripened to perfection. But this is what we want to talk about here, this jackfruit here. So we got plenty of jackfruit on the farm, about 8 varieties of jackfruit. So we always have plenty of jackfruit around. I'm going to cut a wedge out of this one here. So you could, I mean, just cutting it, I smell it right away. You know, very aromatic, very rich, very sweet. Look at that jackfruit here. Go to my people on IG too. Look at that. Here you go, Facebook, in your mouth. Yeah. But look, see the jackfruit? We peg that out. And this is what we want out of there. This rich part that's got the dark color with the seed in it. See that big jackfruit seed? Then we open that up. And this is our jackfruit. So we got plenty of this on the farm. Very rich, very dense, extremely filling. And this is ripe. If you want to boil something, boil some jackfruit seed. You could boil it.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I know they do that in Brazil.
Yes, straight out of the ripe jackfruit, you could boil a jackfruit seed and you're good to go. But the green jackfruit, the young jackfruit, that's what they use to make like the jackfruit with coconut, curry coconut, the pulled jackfruit, things of that nature. So, but that one you do have to steam as well. You do have to apply some heat to it, but this is heaven for me. Jackfruit. Wow.
Wow.
One of my all-time favorites. First time I had jackfruit, I was on Zanzibar, Tanzania. I was on the island of Zanzibar in 1978. I did a one-day rendezvous on the island, just chilling on my way to Mombasa, to Kenya. And went by the market. Sister handed me a bag of jackfruit. I'm like, what is this? Been hooked on it ever since.
Okay. So what about it's a good question here about, I mean, and you would definitely be the person to ask is as we see you feasting right now, just doing like a fruit fast. What do you say to that? That's on. That's the diet, huh?
That's the living. That's what we're
supposed to be eating.
Yeah, we're fruitarians by nature. We're fruitivorous.
Exactly.
By nature. Look, there's been a research done that was published in the New York Times probably like 30 years ago. You can still put it up. And there's some reference to it even up to today. Scientists did some tremendous research of different evolution of human species and show that one that's like, I think right after we came up from the ape culture, that they examined the teeth of this human species and found that there were no scratches on the teeth of these folks from, centuries ago. Not even a scratch. I said, no, they could not have been eating anything other than fruits. Because fruits are the only thing that would not scratch your teeth. Even grass will scratch your teeth. That lemongrass piece in there that they use to make straw and that kind of stuff, that would scratch your teeth. But the only thing these scientists said that these folks could have been eating, that they show not even a scratch on their teeth, was fruit. So we are frugivorous by nature. We are fruitarians. This is our way. And when we're talking about fruitarian, don't panic, okay? Because we're not talking strictly sugar fruits. We're talking the botanical definition of fruit. So everything with seeds are fruits. Cucumber, even your hot Scotch bonnet pepper is a fruit. Okay, so you can have a fruit salad and don't have one drop of sugar in it.
Right.
Cucumber, eggplant, okra, all of these guys are fruits. They all got seeds. Behold, for I've given unto you the seed-yielding foods, and unto you they shall be your meat. If there's ever a law of food, it will probably go something like that. You know, your food should come with seeds. And that's it. These are food factories. Perpetual foods keep coming. This avocado tree is going to sit on the farm for the next 60 years. And every year it's going to throw another load of avocados at us. And every single avocado that comes out have another potential tree in it, a big pit. So this is an unlimited, never-ending food factory. Life begat life.
Right.
And it continues, continues, and continues. There's no ending. We should not have any food shortages on this planet.
So yeah. So I just posted an interesting question. Actually, actually my sister asked me if my eyes have gotten lighter. So somebody said, I noticed a lot of raw food is after a while the eyes get lighter. Is it due to the chlorophyll? Your eyes are very light.
Well, you're talking the iris of my eyes, not the white, right?
Yes.
So yeah, the thing is, really it's the whites that clear up. And when the whites clear up, you know, they're better reflectors. So your iris, the true color of the iris of your eye shine through perfectly. So that's when they may look like your eyes have gotten lighter. And I have to caution people about that because there is some school of thought that says that, yeah, your iris gets lighter, the iris of your eyes get lighter when you eat all raw food, sun-fired food, living foods, because the body gets cleaner. So the implication there is that people with lighter eye color tint are cleaner than ones with dark iris, brown and, you know, black eyes and stuff. Well, not black, but, you know, deep color eyes. That they're more toxic. That's basically the implication, and that's a lie. That's some serious falsehood right there. You know, and some people look at me and say, oh, look at your eyes. They got lighter, didn't you? Because you're eating all raw. No, my eyes were born this color. Okay, there are many blue-eyed, you know, African melanated people, cat eye, gray eye, hazel eyes, all over the planet. And a lot of them are eating pork chops and a whole bunch of other stuff. And they definitely, you know, on this level of raw foodism, that their eyes got lighter because they've been doing that. Because, and then when you flip the coin on the other side, please, I've seen enough blue-eyed folks with cancer. Okay, with serious medical conditions. And their eyes didn't get darker. Okay. So let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good question, though. Thanks for that.
Yeah. So again, just to remind folks again, like I said, we're gonna be I post a schedule. You know, we'll be doing a series of classes, you know, activities, detoxification, all of these things, you know, beginning.
And fun. Lots of fun too.
Yeah, lots of fun
activities.
Yeah.
We gonna
go all of it.
Yeah, we're gonna go hang out, you know, and feed the monkeys their bananas. That kind of stuff. You know, we're gonna be, you know, going through the mangroves, you know, the waterways, you know, that's channeled through the mangrove by our ancestors who actually carved those mangroves, cut the roots on certain level so that they could have waterways to go from inland out into the deep sea, comfortably. So today, right where we are, we have places that we call the blue veins. And these are waterways through the mangroves that really, number one, the mangroves really sustain the environment in the area because it's very mountainous where we are. And the mangroves kind of keep the area right at the coast together, so there's lots of land erosion taking place. And also we have the coral reefs and all of these barriers there that protect the environment. So we're in a very special sacred place, which is Maroon Land, and the area that we're in is called the Portobello National Park, and it's also a UN World Heritage Site. So it cannot be overbuilt, overdeveloped. We have a food security zone that's going to be on for the rest of our lives and our generations to come's life, as long as it remain being a protected area. So you're coming to paradise when you come to us, which we call the land of life, where the Sunfire Regenerative Center is located on the Caribbean coast of Panama, right at the edge of the jungle between Panama and Colombia.
Yes. And I should mention too that, people, we have people signed up for the whole month, for a few weeks. So,
Yes.
We're really flexible. We can really cater to your desire and your wishes in terms of what you may be looking for. But we got another question here. It's from my guy here in DC, Vito Premier.
Right.
I'm looking forward to the raw. Yeah, he's trying to go raw. He says sometimes he's on raw for about 2 weeks, his stomach hurts. So he's just asking, What do you say, Doc?
Doing raw for 2 weeks and your stomach hurts, basically you crushing up some old movements, some calcification, that dried out saturated fat with starch that pretty much was probably crystallized. Now it's splintering, and you could feel the shock waves as it breaks up, as it crushes up with the mangoes, the papayas, the lettuce, the cucumbers, the tomatoes. It's loosening these things up, and some of that dried out starch, dried out potatoes, as they crack, they got sharp edges, like a broken piece of chalk. Rub up against your mucus lining, and it does feel like, there's something going on in there that is not, the usual feel. So it's pretty much similar to what ladies would experience during their menstrual flow that we may call a cramp. It's just dehydrating and dried out, complex carbohydrate that you probably put in within the past 28 days. It's crumbling, it's crushing up, and it's basically irritating or stabbing your mucus lining, and it feels like, as they use the word cramp, but you're getting juke or punctured by this sharp edges from those old dried out, potatoes.
Yeah. So, how long would you say it would take, to get over that hump?
That's an individual call, individualized call, but it's going to be at least 3 days.
Oh,
at least 3 days of going through that. These are reminders, like, hey, you should not go there again.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Who feels it knows it.
Right.
You heard that song.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel the pain, so you can remember you don't want to go there again. So you take a painkiller, you take something to give you temporary relief. You may forget too quick and go right back down in the bucket and eat that stuff right over again once you feel better. So, go roll with the punches, please. So I got my prickly pear, cactus fruit.
Oh,
it looks like a dragon fruit. It looks like a small orange dragon fruit.
Oh, I would have thought that was a papaya.
No, it's the cactus fruit. This is the this is it here. This is it. This is the skin of it. Normally they red, pinkish, you know, yellowish, but this one is orange. Magnificent, and it's got seeds in it, bigger seeds than the dragon fruit. So all of this helps sweep out, push out lots of it that's been released for me these couple of days. I got a juicy mouth. That's why my you hearing like, you know, my tongue is like slipping.
Yeah.
But my mouth is full of juice. I'm like salivating with all this stuff.
Yeah. So how much longer before you have like a salad? You going fruit for a few days?
Well, no, I should be having a salad within the next couple of days. It's going to be really minced fine. I put it in the chopper and mince it fine because I you know, into a whole bunch of chewing. You know, the jaws, you know, the chewing action, you got to bring that back gradually. One year I made a mistake and I broke it on grapes with seeds, of course. So I ate like 2 pounds of grapes to break my fast and chewed all the seeds. Man, for a few days, my jaws were like, oh, man, hurting from chewing so many grape seeds. And it hadn't chewed in like 30-something days when I was on the fast. So you feel it. You feel it. Like, you know, some muscles got activated that's been dormant for a while.
So what I mean, what's the correct? I mean, what would you? How did you correct that? Like, what do you do in
oh no, I spit the seed out next time.
Oh, you just don't chew the seeds, okay? Because
I don't chew the seeds.
I mean, grapes seem like that's the a good first food, right?
Oh, it is. It's the perfect sugar.
Yeah.
Everything we eat has to be broken down into a simple grape-like sugar. That's why some of these folks, they even still serve it in their church today. A sacrament. You know, grape is the sugar that we're looking to break our food down into that grape-like sugar consistency.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know, like I said, we're here to take questions, and you know, we're sharing with the family, as I mentioned. Well, I should mention, you know, Aris just, you know, celebrated another Earth Day, and you know, in honor, he does a long extended fast, juice feast fast, and 74 days this year, and you know, he's look like he's catching up with the days that he missed. He has some jackfruit. He's a mangosteen.
Look, man.
What's next on the menu?
Look, I'm just showing off because you're all in the house. Normally, I don't eat like this, but you know, I'm just showing off, man, because you need to see how we got it over here. Life in paradise. This is paradise. Where you see all these fruits grown, it's paradise. Look, we are in the land of the 4 big B's. The 4 big B's are the birds, butterflies, bats, and bees. Wherever you have those, birds, butterflies, bats, and bees, you're always going to have food, especially fruits. They migrate seeds, and they even hybridize a lot of our food. You might see, you know, you may start off with 6 varieties of mangoes in your yard. Next thing you know, you got 12 different types of mango trees in your yard. They hybridize stuff for us naturally. So that's why we have to be careful how far we push the hybrid, you know, agenda, you know, because
well, speaking of hybrids, somebody just asked a question about seedless grapes.
Oh, no. Well, of course, you want to avoid seedless foods as much as possible, fruits as much as possible, you know, because as I mentioned to you, the potential law of food, behold, I've given unto you the seed-yielding foods. They yield seeds, and unto you they shall be your meat. The original meaning of the word meat is food. So seedless grapes is not a food. If it don't yield seed, it's not a food. But you have to be careful how far we take that. Because pineapple does not grow from seeds. And pineapple is seedless. And we classify it as a fruit. But the real bottom and top line is that pineapple is not a fruit, period. It's a flower. It's a bromelia. Bromelain. It's the crown of the pineapple that we glorify. And it's named according to that. It's in the bromelia family. So that flower, that crown
Right, the thing
of
on
the
you
pineapple.
twist off on top. You put it back in the earth and it flowers again, right?
Exactly. That's how it grows. So the next pineapple is going to sprout out of that top. It did not grow from a seed at all. So you may a pineapple that you may have today, it might be 1 million on its family tree. There's a million or 999,000, 100,000 came before that one. It's one long line of ancestry, and it's not from a seed, but it's a tropical cactus. That flower, that top is a tropical cactus that brings with it a water tank. And that water tank is what we call the pineapple fruit. It's just to sustain that plant, that flower, so it can survive the tropical heat.
Okay.
So get that clear. Yes. So don't get too far and interpret a lot of these meanings literally, because there are exceptions to rules and there are flexibilities as well. So also don't get too tight in your concept of what you should eat, how you should eat, and all of these types of things. And be careful how we address each other who don't eat the way we eat. Please. We need to extend bridges to these people, and we need to accept and recognize that whatever they're eating, it is still sacred to them. Mm-hmm. And we should not be insulting someone because they eat a certain food that we are not into, or we don't eat ourselves. They need that bridge. Otherwise, you isolate them, you ostracize them, then they're going to eat something worse. So help them along. Give them a helping hand, and don't bang them on the head with a carrot.
Yes.
Let them eat their carrot, please.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Wise words from our doctor. I just lost my thought, my question. Let me see here, because somebody had. Well, this seems like a good question here. Okay, or fasting, because that's what I want to say. So next week we'll be we'll be focused on the topic. We're going to be really going in about detoxification next week. So next week we'll be here. But somebody asked about a juice fast. Water juice fast longer than 14 days. The back of the throat gets sensitive.
Question again?
After 14 days of doing water and juice fasting, the back of the throat gets sensitive.
The back of the throat gets sensitive. Well, you're activating some nerves that's probably been dormant, that's been under the yoke, So your nerves get pretty sensitive once you start removing congestion, once you start removing plaque, and stagnation. More circulation, more blood come to the area, and that waste moves on. So it's sensitive. It's like it would be the same as if, say, before you got to, say, inner city Brooklyn, or when you got to inner city Brooklyn for the first time and hearing the overhead train, it's like shocking, like pooh. Then after a while, your nerves get numb to it, and you don't even hear it after a while. But you leave Brooklyn and you come to the tropics for 20 years and you go back over there, it's like, oh man, this is noisy, this subway. So, it's just a natural thing, that you've been desensitized by eating certain foods. And now that you stop eating them, you ease up on the system, the sensitivity is coming back. That's nice. Bless you.
Okay. All right. So we got another. Wait, let me turn my audio on. We got another good question. I'm high raw for about 5 months. I can't take sweet fruit like grapes, lychee, mango, pineapple, watermelon. What causes this?
What causes that? Check on maybe how much starch you're currently eating. Rice, potatoes, grains, deep roots, and beans. Because you cannot fully enjoy your mushy starch and fruits. Yes.
It's one or the other.
It's one or the other. Because if you eat too much fruit or enough fruits, the body is not going to secrete the proper digestive enzyme for you to digest that mashed potato or that tofu, whatever those kind of things are, that's going to turn into sugar because the system is already full of sugar. So you're not going to get to digest that rice properly, that bread properly. So the system is protecting itself. So we tend to shy away from the fruit rather than the starch. Because number one, the starch is more economical. It's more comforting, in terms of, really giving you that real gusto, That's one possibility. There are other possibilities that could be taking place. So I would say, go with the feeling. But keep in mind and examine that you're not overstarching your system. That's usually the point that you have to be careful. That's probably the dynamics that's going on.
Okay, because one of the things that I often come across is people will demonize the fruits. They say, I don't want any sugar.
Well, I run on sugar. I just don't eat starch. I don't eat grains. I don't eat beans. And I don't eat any deep roots. Light roots, the ones that are juiceable, like carrot and beets and turnips. I'm very careful about that because I know the difference. So you have to be careful. You cannot eat fruit sugar and then eat the complex carbohydrates, the potatoes and the rice, because those have to be turned into simple sugar, which is what the fruits are. And they cannot be turned into simple sugar if they're competing with fruits, because the body is not going to allow you to over sugar yourself, and it's not going to trigger and release the digestive enzyme to break that starch down and turn it into sugar. So you tend to shy away from the fruit. And the fruit's going to give you diarrhea, they're going to give you the runs, they're going to give you all kinds of stuff. For a lot of us, that's very inconvenient, but it's doing its job. You got diabetes, you eat fruits, your sugar spike. Doctors say don't eat no more fruits. You stop eating fruits for 20 years, then you end up taking insulin. Where was the fruit connection, doc? Come on now.
Yeah.
Check out your malpractice education that you received. If you stop your patient from eating fruits for 20 years and then the person still went on and took insulin, what was the role the fruit playing that you took the fruit off? No, you're allowing the person to enjoy more starch, which is probably the backdrop of why they had diabetes in the first place. Because every single piece of starch that you eat, potatoes and rice and bread, has to be converted into sugar. And you put those patients in your hospital and you feed them a whole bunch of macaroni and cheese, milk and potatoes. So let's be careful.
Right.
And let's get it right. There's a lot of holistic medical doctors out here that knows this, and they treat their patients accordingly. 30 Days Raw. Check out that video by Dr. Gabriel Cousin. Okay? Check that out. I say no more.
Okay. Because, one of the things, we talk about, just eating, correctly, because, food combining, I think you touched on that a little bit, I mean, it's not really just the starch, but then, you're going to combine it with something that is probably not going to process effectively with that combination.
Well, starch only combined effectively with vegetables. Basically, green leaf, non-starchy vegetables, and vegetable fruit. Anything else is trouble. Protein, nuts, seeds, big trouble.
Okay.
And fruits, big trouble with starch.
So, I mean, let's ask the question, like, how I know we got a lot of starchitarian, however you want to call it. It's a highly highly addictive food group, how do we get off the starch?
Perfect question. All of you at home right now, do a search on when did human beings first start eating corn? One of the biggest starches that you eat. When did we first start eating certain foods, especially starchy food? It's only been 10,000 years ago since you've been eating potatoes and rice. We're not rice eaters by nature. That's when we got our starch, 10,000 years ago. And they're all hybrid. And we've been on this planet for over 1 million years. We just started eating starch. They're not food for human consumption. They're stuff. They stuff you up. The stuff I eat. Wonderful sister, I have a restaurant by that name. And she specializes in stuff. Love you, Babette.
Okay. Let's see. We got some other questions in here. Yeah, so let's switch gears. Do you always soak your nuts before eating?
Absolutely. That's live foodism 001.
Right.
Always. You have to remove the enzyme inhibitors and activate the digestive enzymes that are found in the germ of all seeds, nuts, grains, and beans.
Okay, this is a good question. Same person, Roots Tim is asking about peas. Is this a fruit, or what? How do you classify? How do you classify peas?
Okay, let's look at cacao. Cacao, that chocolate, that shell it coming. It's a pea pod. Well, they call it cacao beans, right? But it's a fruit. It's the pulp of the cacao. I had some of that white fruit when I broke my fast on Monday. The pulp of the cacao, the fruit of the cacao. It's like lychee, that pulpy fruit that
yes, the
fiber
white
that you suck off. That's what we eat in the tropics. We don't eat the bean or the seed. It's a bean. Yeah, you're correct. Seeds are supposed to be reproducing. Throw that thing back out in the field so we can get more cacao fruit, that pulp. And it's amazing what this whole raw food circus has done to the cacao industry and got people eating all this raw cacao that's full of fat, full of cocoa butter. You heard of the word cocoa butter? Cocoa butter, that's the fat extracted from cacao. And if you've been living long enough, you'll know that 40 years ago, anytime you bought a little tub of cocoa butter, it was required, it was mandatory by law that they put on that tub for external use only. Cocoa butter was only used for the skin, for external use only. Because it's a densely, highly saturated fat that does not break down in the human body. We cannot heat up our body to the degree of which they heat up the cacao when they boil it to remove the fat from it. So they boil the cacao beans, the fat floats up to the top, they skim it off, put it in a tub, and they sell it to you as cocoa butter. That's fine. And the law told them that they have to tell you that's for external use only, because the body cannot break it down. Your body has to heat up to boiling temperature to break that down inside of it. So that's why you always see it solid unless it's in the heat, where it becomes liquid. And then it solidifies at cool temperature. And look at coconut oil, the same thing. It gets saturated at cool temperatures. It doesn't break down that well. That's a whole nother chapter. We'll talk about that some other day. That whole myth of raw, organic, cold pressed extra virgin coconut oil for big money. Let's re-examine that. So stay tuned to that show. We're gonna really, dig something out of there. But anyway, yes, we have to be careful with the cacao. We have to be careful with beans like that, and same thing with coffee. Coffee is a fruit.
Mm-hmm.
The pulp, that red flesh around that coffee bean or coffee berry. It's a berry.
Right.
I juice that and drink coffee juice from the pulp of the fruit. Woo! You want to get high,
Okay.
right? You want
Okay.
to stay stimulated. That roasted coffee. Now that's another chapter too.
Okay. So what?
Behold.
Speaking on beans and nuts, what are your favorite nuts, or what are the best nuts? What
Oh,
are your
man.
favorite nuts? What are the best nuts?
Well, one of the best nuts is what back in the days. You got to excuse this expression, but some of you were not born early enough to know. Back in the days, there's a certain nut they call nigger toes.
Yeah.
Brazil nuts.
Brazil.
Brazil nuts. One Brazil nut give you all the protein you need for the whole day. You're talking packed protein. Brazil nuts grow only in the Amazon. Each one of those nuts come in a shell. And then collectively they come in a big shell that looks like a hard coconut. So you got to crack that shell open, and it's hard. You got to saw it open. The original shell to get to each individual nut that's already packed in a shell individually. Rich protein, mega protein. And it's one of those nuts that you don't have to soak. No enzyme.
It doesn't really absorb the water.
No, because it doesn't have the enzyme inhibitor. It's not. It's a unipod. You can't split it in half. It's not sproutable. Only the seeds that are sproutable, the multipod, that you can split them in half, that would absorb water.
Interesting. Okay. Any other nuts? We got a lot of, you mentioned the Brazil nut, of course. Somebody asking about
the macadamia nut is the same class.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite.
The Big Mac. The original Big Mac. The original. So we made. Yes. I got a video I did Sunday, right on Facebook and IG. We call it the Mac sticks. So I put jicama through a chopper, and they look like potato sticks ready to be French fried. Okay. But I battered it with a mac cheese, a macadamia cheese, and dehydrated, and it looked like they were fried.
Wow.
And they were crunchy, toasty, but no starch in the jicama. Perfect combination, because you don't combine starch and protein.
Okay.
So these are the kind of recipes. We got some brand new certified recipes.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like the Godfather has spoken. Like, I don't know if y'all caught that. That was just sound like some next level recipe right there. The jicama with the mac and the dehydration. See, this is what we doing, and
they gotta come home. Right. I'm going deep into the vault, into the Sunfired family vault to pull out some serious gems.
Yeah, see on these channels we can give y'all raw food 101. But if you want PhD, you gotta see us.
Gotta come home. Welcome home.
Wow.
Gotta come home.
Okay.
Back up to Grandma's kitchen. You heard the song Grandma's Hand? I'm working with Grandma's Hand right about now. Come on home.
Wow. Amazing. People always ask me, I mean, you have we have Aki there or it's coming?
Enough Aki.
Okay.
Enough Aki. We just did the Aki seafood a couple of days ago for our girl Tiffany. Tiffany Haddish.
Yes.
She's been around. So Saturday night I laid her out with a 12 spread. We had a 12 spread layout. And one of the big guys on the table was the ackee seafood. Ackee with seaweed. Mackin. Enough ackee. No worry about the ackee. We have enough ackee. New Providence, Panama, full of ackee. So ackee playground. Yeah.
Okay, you know, that's definitely music to my ears. Yeah, the ackee, not just in Jamaica. We got it. Well, you know, obviously a lot of indigenous Jamaican. I know even your family, Panamanian. Yeah, so it would only make sense if it made its way from West Africa to Jamaica. I mean, it didn't have to go far to make it to Panama.
Keeps moving. And talking about Jamaica, family, I'm gonna give you all a heads up. I'm expecting you in Jamaica the second week of January. We're gonna rock it. We have the Sunfire Jamaica Nyamins retreat. Did you see that video? Khepra, you saw the video on YouTube? Do a search right now on YouTube for Aris Nyamins, Nyammings. Almost 3 million views on that video. 2.8 million views.
Okay,
was posted in January, right there on YouTube, right now.
This the video where you're climbing a coconut tree?
Climbing the coconut tree. Climbing the coconut tree at 72. Climbing the coconut tree.
Yes.
Yeah. Viral. So people in Jamaica like, you got to come home. So we're going to be in Jamaica the second week of January. We're going to rock it big, Jamaican style. In Kingston, we're having a big feast at the Boone Hall Estate. Okay? And then the week after that, we're going to be in Ocho Rios getting ready for Rebel Salute, the 13th and 14th of January, the biggest reggae show on earth. We're going to have a booth there, but during that week, we're going to rock you Sunfire style in Jamaica. From Kingston to Ocho Rios. So you got to line yourself up. So as soon as we leave the first week of January, as soon as we wrap up at the Regenerative Center, all flights lead to Jamaica. We're coming home. Nyamin style. And come and let me teach you how to climb a coconut tree, Jamaican style. We're going to be climbing the coconut tree together.
Wow.
All right?
Yeah.
Coconut yoga, y'all.
That's right. That's right. Well, you know, speaking of Jamaica, a perfect segue. We got another good question here. It said they agree torching the herb is not good. How must we eat the hemp or the cannabis plant?
Well, the cannabis plant is the perfect plant. The herb is for the healing of the nation. Absolutely. We're not herbivores, but when we go astray, the herbs will bring us back. But when you cook the herb, when you torch it, fire kills the nation. So we burn fire at Sunfired Institute. It's sun-fired. So you get the young or the mature green cannabis leaf, juice it, and have that green juice. There's none better. You get all the healing that the nation needs for its glaucoma, for hot flashes, and all of these things without the toxic irritation on the brain that we call being irie or being nice or being high. Because you know what sets in right after that, the munchies. The munchies are real. Because the brain don't want, those toxins that you heated up and extracted from the herb on your brain to linger too long. So we yum off the big food, get the blood off the brain, and it kills the high. The munchies kills the high, and that's what it's designed for, to protect the brain so it don't short circuit. So come on home. We got enough of this science. When the ganja was we were talking about legalizing ganja, and there was the big debate or conference at West Indies University in Kingston, and I was on the panel, and all I said was, look, as a sun-fired food consumer, today I have not seen or met one individual that eats 100% raw food or raw food, no cooked food, who smokes ganja. You know one? Introduce us. Everybody that smokes ganja eat cooked food.
Right.
Everybody.
Right.
Because you steam it in the chalice and all of that. Yeah, that minimal effect. It's better than. But you got to shift the blood from the brain somewhere. So some of you go kick footballs, get the blood off the brain. Some of you go have sex and say, oh, ganja is aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
He's trying to get the blood off the brain, protecting the brain, number one. So anyway, the herb is for the healing of the nation. Fire kills the nation. Fire, man, burn fire now. Burn everything else, burn fire.
Yeah. And that's, that's one of the things, when we talk about, because it's like, it's one thing, nature and, Mother Earth is so perfect in giving us she's the ultimate and really only chef. But, it's, people like you and I, we show people how to take it and say, okay, this is how we can use it in a creative dish and create juice, smoothies, soups, dressings, and it's just no limit to what you can do and how you can create. And that's what we're really here to do, and really here to share with you, that we can take these foods and make them really almost, I mean, we can't make it further, it's almost like we can't make it greater than what nature produced, but we can get creative and put our own essence and really enjoy it on a level of cuisine that you're used to. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, we step on it. We step on it. That's what we do. But the biggest thing that we do, that's really our secret, we don't cook the sun out of the food, because that's what we eating. It's the sun that I'm going to eat. Those condensed solar rays, all these colors, these are condensed solar rays. When you cook them, you wash the color out, you burn it out, you boil the greens, and you throw the sun out in the pot liquor. No, throw the trash away and eat and drink the sun. Drink the pot liquor if you're gonna go that route.
Right.
So it's not the food in your life, but the life in your food that actually nourishes. So stop cooking the life out of your food. Stop murdering your food. How you expect to get life from death? Come on home. We'll show you how not to do that and to enjoy your food gourmet style. With my A student Khepra in the house. 4A. He got 4 A's, this brother.
All right. Respect.
Yeah, organization, kitchen discipline, you name it. Recipe arts, and he got the science as well. Let's give it up. Come on home. Share with us in our land of paradise. All right.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. As I said, I should remind folks, I got, the calendar is posted on my website. If you have any questions, whether you're watching through Instagram, Facebook, here on YouTube, you can reach out to us if you're interested in coming joining us beginning next month. Again, as you see, the conversation and the information is so dynamic and so alive. We just reflecting, who we are and the essence of what nature, connecting with nature, has done for us. So we want to really, extend ourselves to the family and, really give you an experience that can be, transformative. So yeah. So if you, I don't know if you want to continue, we could wrap up.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna let people know. Every Tuesday, we're committed to going on live, and I know next week we talked about it off camera. We want to focus on detoxification next week as we're getting prepared for our fall equinox. So we really, if you have your questions, get your questions ready. For next week, we'll be posting exact time. So it'll be sometime probably, early afternoon to late afternoon.
Yeah, between 12 noon and 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
That block right there.
So yeah, just be ready. We'll be back on here live, and we'll be focused on detoxification, juice fasting, water fasting, you name it. And then especially the timing, so all of the cycles, from the day cycle to the week cycle, we got the month and the seasonal cycle. So it's a lot of science, and a lot of information. I'm sure a lot of jewels we'll be sharing next week around the same time. And
those of you who really think you're really planning on coming in September, you must catch this one, because also we're going to give you tips on what you need to do to get yourself ready for the equinox detox this fall. Yes.
So any last words?
Well, the last word is, hit me up, sunfired@sunfired.com, sunfired@sunfired.com. We're ready to share with you all the information that you need so that you make sure you get your space reserved for you here in Paradise, Panama.
All right. Wonderful. Yeah, so if you're here on YouTube, like the video and share it with your loved ones and family and friends. I really appreciate that. Again, I got the good doctor, Aris Latham, the godfather of raw food cuisine, raw food science, everything raw food, some fired food, I should say. So again, check us out, get in touch with us, or we'll see you next time, next Tuesday.
All right.
All right.
Looking forward, man.
All right.
Hey, it's been a great pleasure, Khepra, rocking with you as usual,
As usual.
Yeah. We gotta let the family know we got an anniversary coming up in 2023. Yeah, 20 years.
That's right.
20 years.
Right.
So look out when we do that big festival in 2023. Looking forward to you being in the house.
Oh, definitely.
Start seeding it from now. Oh yeah. All right.
No
Thanks,
question,
my brother. Much
okay,
love,
brother.
man.
All right.
Love, family.
All
Peace
right.
out.
All right. Love.
Okay.